Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Before we dive into the video, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon. Let's dive in. The call came on a Tuesday afternoon while I was reviewing reports in my downtown office. I almost didn't answer the unknown number, but something made me pick up. Hello, is this Sophia Martinez? The woman's voice was professional, but a bit uneasy. Yes, this is Sophia. Hi, I'm Jennifer Walsh from Pristine Events. I'm the wedding planner for your brother David's wedding at the Ocean View Grand Resort. I set down my coffee. David hadn't spoken to me in months, not since our last family dinner where he'd made it clear I wasn't welcome anymore. Okay, what can I help you with? Well, this is awkward, but I got a call from your parents this morning. They've asked me to remove you from the guest list completely. They said, and I quote, "She's not family anymore and isn't needed at this celebration." I leaned back in my chair, looking out at the city's skyline. I see. And what did you tell them? I told them I'd handle it professionally. I'm calling all affected guests myself. She paused. I'm sorry, Miss Martinez. This must be hard to hear. Asterisk, imagine getting a call that your own family just cut you out of a wedding. What would you do next? Asterisk. That's kind of you, Jennifer. Can I ask something? Are you happy with the Ocean View Grand Resort? Is everything meeting your expectations? She sounded surprised. Oh, yes, absolutely. It's one of the most beautiful venues we work with. The staff is amazing. The facilities are top class. We're lucky they had space for next Saturday. It's usually booked months ahead. That's good to hear. I'm glad David picked such a nice place. I opened my contacts. Jennifer, I need to make a quick call. Can I call you back in 10 minutes? Sure. Again, I'm really sorry about this. After hanging up, I called my assistant. Maria, connect me with Jonathan Pierce at Ocean View Grand Resort right now. 2 minutes later, Jonathan was on the line. As general manager of my flagship property, he'd been waiting for my call about the Martinez wedding. Sophia, I got your message about the event this weekend. How do you want me to handle it? Jonathan, call the wedding planner, Jennifer Walsh from Pristine Events. Tell her that due to a scheduling conflict, the resort has to cancel the Martinez wedding. Full refund of all deposits. Say we've had a last-minute corporate buyout that needs the whole facility. Understood. Offer other dates? No. Make it clear we can't take any future bookings for this client. Also, tell our other 6 resorts in the area that we can't host this wedding at any of our properties. I'll take care of it right away. Anything else? Yes. When you talk to Miss Walsh, mention this decision came directly from the chain's owner. Don't say more than that. Of course, Sophia. Done. I hung up and waited. 8 minutes later, my phone rang. Miss Martinez, this is Jennifer Walsh again. I just got a shocking call from the resort. Oh? What did they say? They're canceling the wedding. Complete cancellation. They said a last-minute corporate event needs the entire place. Her voice was stressed. This has never happened to me in 12 years. Asterisk, one phone call, and an entire wedding vanishes. But the real twist is coming. Asterisk. That's awful, Jennifer. What exactly did they say? The general manager said the decision came straight from the chain's owner. He was sorry but firm. No other dates, no other locations in their chain, nothing. I heard papers moving. Ms. Martinez, I have a wedding for 200 people in 5 days and no venue. I don't know what to do. That sounds tough. Did they give any other details? Not really, just that it was a high-level corporate decision. She paused. Wait, your last name is Martinez, like the wedding? Yes, David Martinez is my brother. Oh my God. Ms. Martinez, please forgive me if this sounds crazy, but do you know anyone at this resort chain? Any connection that might explain this? I smiled, looking at the photo on my desk from when I bought the Ocean View chain 3 years ago. Jennifer, can I tell you something? Anything that might help. The corporate buyout they mentioned? That's my company. I'm the owner of the entire Ocean View resort chain. The line went silent for nearly 10 seconds. You own the resort chain? All 7 properties in the region. Yes. I bought them through my investment firm 3 years ago. But your family said you weren't family anymore. They made it sound like you were. Like I was what, Jennifer? Like you were struggling. Like you weren't successful. Your brother said something about unrealistic dreams. Your parents said you were finally learning to be realistic about your limits. I laughed softly. Jennifer, can you do something for me? Yes, of course. Could you conference in my brother? I think there's been a big misunderstanding in my family that needs clearing up. Are you sure? I'm just the planner. This feels personal. Trust me, this is the best way. Can you call him now? A few minutes later, David's voice joined. Jennifer, what's going on? Please tell me you fixed the venue problem. David, I have your sister Sophia on the line with us. What? Why? His tone turned cold. Jennifer, we made it clear Sophia isn't part of this wedding. We don't need her trying to push into our day. David, I said calmly. Jennifer called to tell me I'd been removed from the guest list. Good. I'm glad she handled it professionally. We don't need drama or attention-seeking at my wedding. I fully supported that decision. No drama is important for such a special day. Jennifer sounded nervous. David, there's something else about the venue. The cancellation. Jennifer, I don't care what it costs. Find another top location. Money isn't an issue. This is my wedding to Victoria. It has to be perfect. David, I said before Jennifer could go on. Can I ask you something? Make it quick, Sophia. I'm dealing with a real crisis, not whatever made-up problem you're having this week. When you booked Ocean View Grand Resort, did you look into who owns it? What does that matter? Some big company. The point is, it's exclusive and expensive, which looks good for our family. Jennifer's voice was quiet. David, your sister owns the resort chain. Silence again. That's impossible, David said finally. Sophia has a basic office job. She lives in a tiny apartment. She drives a 10-year-old car. David, I said gently. I live in a downtown penthouse and use car service most days because I'm working during commutes. The car you've seen is my weekend car for grocery runs. This is ridiculous. Sophia, stop making things up for attention. Jennifer, I said. Could you read David the exact message from the resort's general manager? Papers rustled. I wrote it word for word. Due to a corporate decision from the chain owner, we cannot host the Martinez wedding at any of our 7 regional locations. 7 locations? David's voice changed. How many properties are we talking about? The Ocean View chain has 7 luxury resorts in our area, I explained. Including the Grand Resort where your wedding was planned, the Ocean View Palms where Victoria's bridal shower was last month, and the Ocean View Marina where your rehearsal dinner was booked. Another long silence. Sophia, David said slowly. Are you saying you own all those places? I own the entire chain. Yes. I acquired them in 2021 through Martinez Hospitality Holdings, my investment company. I named it after our family. Jennifer's voice grew stronger as she understood. Ms. Martinez, when the general manager said the owner made this decision personally. That was me. Yes. After Jennifer told me my family decided I wasn't family anymore, I chose to respect that by not hosting family events at my properties. This can't be real, David said, but his voice had lost its edge. If you own this chain, prove it. Jennifer, are you still there? Yes, Ms. Martinez. Call Ocean View Grand Resort back. Ask for Jonathan Pierce, the general manager. Tell him you need to confirm ownership details. Should I end this call? No, use three-way if you can. I think David should hear this directly. A few minutes later, Jonathan joined. Good afternoon. This is Jonathan Pierce. Mr. Pierce, this is Jennifer Walsh from Pristine Events. I'm here with David Martinez and his sister Sophia Martinez. There's confusion about your resort chain's ownership. No confusion here, Jonathan said clearly. Miss Sophia Martinez is the sole owner of all Ocean View Resort properties. She acquired our chain in 2021 and has been an outstanding owner. Anything specific you need clarified? David's voice was low. How much? How much did those resorts cost? Jonathan paused. I can't discuss exact finances, but it was a major deal. Over $200 million for the whole chain. The line went quiet except for David's breathing. Mr. Martinez, Jonathan continued. I understand there was confusion about the wedding booking. Ms. Martinez has instructed a full refund, which we're processing now. David, I said gently. Are you still there? Sophia, I don't understand. How do you own a $200 million resort chain? Where did that money come from? I've been building my investments since college. Started with small properties and grew from there. The resort chain was my biggest purchase, but I have holdings in other industries too. But Mom and Dad said you were struggling. They said your business ideas never worked. They said that because I don't share my work with the family. Every time I tried, it was dismissed or the topic changed to someone else's success. Jennifer sounded unsure. Should I leave you two to talk privately? Actually, Jennifer, I have a question, I said. How fast could you find another venue for David's wedding? Ms. Martinez, with 5 days' notice and 200 guests, it'd be almost impossible to match Ocean View Grand. What if I could guarantee a venue that's even more exclusive? David's voice was sharp. Sophia, what are you doing? Being a good sister, David. Jennifer, there's an 8th Ocean View property not open to the public. It's my private resort on Catalina Island. I use it for executive retreats and special events. A private island resort? Jennifer's voice rose. 40-acre property with a private beach, helicopter pad, space for up to 300 guests. Full catering, event team, luxury rooms for the wedding party and close family. David sounded strained. Why would you, after everything we said? Because despite what happened today, you're still my brother. And Victoria deserves a beautiful wedding. I don't know what to say. You don't have to say anything right now, David. You're probably in shock. But here's my offer. You and Victoria can have your wedding at my private resort. All costs covered. Full luxury service, helicopter transport for the bridal party, everything you dreamed of and more. Jennifer was taking notes. Ms. Martinez, this is incredibly generous. There's one condition, I continued. David sounded wary. What condition? I'd like to be invited to my brother's wedding. Silence for 15 seconds. Of course, David whispered finally. Of course you're invited. Sophia, we need to talk. Really talk. We will. But first, let's make sure you have the wedding of your dreams. Jennifer, can you coordinate with my events team for the island? Absolutely, Ms. Martinez. This is the biggest turnaround I've ever seen in my career. Jonathan, are you still on the line? Yes, Miss Martinez. Coordinate with Jennifer for helicopter transport from your marina to the island. Make the transition smooth for all guests. My pleasure. After logistics were set, Jennifer and Jonathan left the call, leaving just David and me. Sophia, David said quietly. I owe you the biggest apology of my life. David, we both made mistakes. I should have shared my success more, and you should have asked questions instead of assuming. But Sophia, we treated you terribly. All of us. Mom and Dad think you're struggling to pay rent. I know. I let them think that because every time I shared good news, it was ignored or downplayed. It was easier to stay quiet. How successful are you really? I looked around my office at the city view, photos from business deals and charity events. My net worth is around $400 million, David. The resort chain is just one part of my portfolio. 400. He trailed off. Sophia, you're incredibly successful. I've been lucky and worked very hard. We thought. I thought you were just dreaming, that you hadn't figured out real life yet. I figured out real life differently than our family expected, but I did figure it out. David was quiet for a long moment. The wedding invitation, that wasn't my idea. Mom and Dad convinced me you'd cause drama, that you'd try to make the day about you. David, when have I ever tried to make family events about me? Another long pause. Never. You've never done that. You usually sit quietly in the background. Exactly. I show up, I'm supportive, and I keep my life private, which we mistook for failure instead of choice. It seems that way. Sophia, can we start over? Can our family start over with you? I thought about years of dismissive comments, assumptions, my achievements ignored. But I also heard the real regret in David's voice. I'd like that, David, but it has to be real. No more assumptions about my life or choices. And when I share something I'm proud of, I need it celebrated like everyone else's achievements. Absolutely. And Sophia, Victoria and I, we want to make this right. All of us. Then let's start by giving you both the most beautiful wedding possible. You can fix things with the family after. The private island resort. Sophia, that's too much. We can't accept something that expensive. I smiled, looking out at the city I'd helped shape through my investments. David, it's not about the money. It's about family. And despite everything, you're still my family. We don't deserve this kindness. Maybe not, but you're getting it anyway. That's what family does. I need to call Victoria. Mom and Dad, they need to know. David, wait. Let me suggest something. Don't tell them about my success yet. Just say the venue issue got fixed. After the wedding, when everyone's relaxed and happy, we can have a real family talk about everything. You're probably right. You've always been the smart one. We're all smart in different ways, David. We just haven't been good at seeing that in each other. 3 days later, I stood on the deck of my private resort, watching the sun set over the Pacific as final touches were added for David's wedding. The island looked magical with thousands of white lights in the palm trees, elegant beach seating, and a dance floor facing the ocean. Victoria cried when she first saw it. Sophia, this is more beautiful than anything I ever imagined. My parents had been quiet since arriving, clearly amazed by the luxury and privacy. They kept asking how I'd arranged such a place, and I gave vague answers about connections. The ceremony was perfect. David's vows brought tears to everyone's eyes, and Victoria looked stunning in her dress. As they exchanged rings with the ocean behind them, I felt real happiness for them, more than I'd expected after everything. During the reception, my father came to me at the bar. Sophia, this place, how did you manage something like this? I've never seen anything so beautiful. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Dad. But the cost, this must have cost more than most houses. How are we paying for this? I smiled, sipping champagne. Don't worry about the cost. It's handled. But Sophia, you can't afford something like this. Nobody can, except maybe billionaires. Dad, we agreed to talk family stuff after the wedding. Tonight is about David and Victoria. He nodded, but I saw the questions in his eyes. Later, during dancing, my mother pulled me aside. Sophia, I need to apologize for the invitation. David told me what happened with the planner. It's okay, Mom. No, it's not. We made assumptions about you, about your life, and we were wrong to exclude you. We can talk about all this tomorrow. Tonight is for celebrating. But I feel terrible. You arranged this amazing celebration for David after we treated you so badly. I looked around at the fairy tale setting, David and Victoria dancing under the stars, family enjoying themselves like never before. Mom, seeing everyone happy like this is worth it. Family is complicated, but it's still family. You're a better person than any of us deserved. We all make mistakes. What matters is what we do next. The next morning, the whole family gathered for brunch on the resort's main terrace. Everyone was still glowing from the night before. So, my father said, setting down his coffee, I think it's time for some honest family talk. David and Victoria shared a look. Dad, there are things about Sophia we need to discuss, like how she arranged all this luxury, among other things, David said carefully. I took a breath. Before anyone says anything, I want to be clear. I didn't do this to prove a point or make anyone feel bad. I did it because I love this family, despite our communication issues. Communication issues? My mother raised an eyebrow. Mom, when was the last time you really asked about my work? Not just polite talk. She was quiet. I suppose I assumed if something big was happening, you'd tell us. I tried many times. But every time I shared business news, the topic changed to someone else's success, or I was told I was being unrealistic. My father frowned. That's not true. We've always been supportive. Dad, 2 months ago, I tried to tell you about a major business deal I'd closed. You told me to focus on getting a stable job with benefits instead of chasing dreams. Victoria spoke softly. What kind of deal? I looked around the table at the people I loved despite everything. I bought a chain of luxury resorts for $200 million. The Ocean View Resort chain. 7 properties, including the one where you first booked the wedding. Silence. 200 million? My mother whispered. And I own the resort we're sitting on right now. This is my private island. My father set down his coffee with shaking hands. Your private island? Along with other real estate, tech companies, and financial holdings. My total net worth is about $400 million. My mother stared. $400 million? Yes. And we told people you were struggling. We worried about your future. We excluded you from family events because we thought you were unsuccessful. I know. My father's voice was low. How long have you had this level of success? I've been building my portfolio for 8 years. The big growth came in the last 4. 8 years, he repeated. And we never knew because every time I tried to share, I was dismissed or told to be more realistic. Victoria reached for my hand. Sophia, this explains so much about your quiet confidence. I always admired it but never understood. I learned early that my family wasn't interested in my business success. So I stopped sharing. My mother was crying. We failed you completely. You didn't fail me, Mom. We just had different ideas of success, and we never took time to understand each other. But we excluded you from your own brother's wedding because we thought you were an embarrassment, David said, voice thick. And instead, you're the most successful person in our whole